Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I am back here at the wood yard, and this pile of wood here has been out sitting in the sun on blacktop concrete for a year or longer, and it's been cut into the rounds that you see here. And I'm looking for stuff that's going to dry really fast. So like by early winter or the end of fall this year, we'll be ready to burn, if not ready to burn immediately. In this pile, what you're looking at is a lot of magnolia. There's a little bit of birch, which also dries fast, and it's been sitting out, like I said, a year. And the rest of it's all pine, so I don't want to mess with the pine, but the magnolia is like bone dry. And I talked to the tree service guy, and I asked him where some dry wood was, and he told me about this. So I don't know if it was also already a dead standing tree when he cut it or not. So it may have been pretty much dry when it was cut. But anyways, it is visibly dry. I mean, when you pick it up like a branch, it's solid feeling, and I mean, it sounds like a bowling pin when it hits the ground, like a real hollow thump type of sound. But it's not real heavy either. I mean, you can tell it's not just waterlogged and heavy. It's kind of light, but still hard, and it's brittle. It chips off in the splitter. It's dry. And I did moisture meter testing on that, and it's testing in the low teens in the middle of the wood after being split, like 12%. So I mean, it's ready now. The birch is also testing at like 15%, and it's small wood, and it's going to get split and stacked in the sun, so it'll be drier immediately. And the rest of the stuff that I find out here that's dry is all elm, which is a good firewood. I've been burning elm for years and didn't even really realize what it was, but with Dutch elm disease and the accompanying whatever that beetle is that spreads the disease and whatever, I mean, that's just part of firewood. Everybody burns it. All these elm trees are dead standing, and they just sit out there, and the bark falls off, and they get hard and dry, and it's stringy. And that's what a lot of that tough wood is that I was splitting in my backyard with the axe. The stuff that I was getting frustrated with that I was saying is dry but it won't split. That's elm, and everybody that splits firewood knows elm is notoriously hard to split in any condition. It's very stringy and just it's tough stuff. But that elm is all dry, and I got another video coming up with some more elm. The moisture content on that is also very low, especially in the smaller pieces. It's about the same as I've been saying, in the mid to low teens at its worst. And once it gets split, with it being stringy and getting all it tears apart, and all of those strands and fibers kind of bush out a little bit. All that stuff will dry really fast, and that really gets the fire going and burns the logs. When you throw it in the fireplace. It's a good firewood. So the first thing I got to do today is just buck up some of these little logs here into firewood size pieces, and then we're going to fire up the splitter and get it all split and load it up, and I'm going to take it home and stack it in the sun. One thing that I'm noticing about this county line log splitter is it seems to want to start much easier when the throttle is in bunny rabbit mode. When you got it on turtle, it just isn't getting enough gas into the system, I think. So that might help somebody, especially if you're looking at this video and thinking about buying one or something. Start it in bunny rabbit mode. At least that's what I'm finding. If you're looking at all that wood behind me, you can see that most of that is pine, and I really wish there was more magnolia, but it's not. So I get as much as I can out of this pile, and the rest has to be elm. And if you watch the channel a lot, you know how large the other wood dump is. It's a mess over there, and it's like 6-7 feet tall. And you got to walk through it, and the elm is like all the way to the back of it against the fence, so you have to go pick it out and then carry logs across all of that pile. And I've fallen down a couple times. I really hope I don't twist an ankle or something. I mean, I got to be really careful walking in that stuff. It's dangerous. It's tough going. But I got a video coming up where I get more elm out of there. I think it's the next video coming, and I spent like 4 or 5 hours out there that day because I had to go fish it all out and throw logs out of the pile and then load it in the truck and take it to the splitter, then split it, then load the truck. I mean, it just takes a long time. And I don't know how much is left. There's still some elm left in there, but we'll talk about that next video. And to elaborate on what I was just saying, when I say I fell down, I didn't really like completely fall over, but it's more along the lines of like you're carrying 2 heavy logs and you step on something that shifts and you fall down into a hole. And you drop your logs and scrape up your legs or your arms a little bit, and yeah, it's not pleasant, but it's not like I'm like falling over on my face and tumbling down the pile or anything. It's just the stuff shifts around and you kind of skid down and land on your butt sometimes. That's about it for this video, guys. I wish I would have found more dry firewood earlier in the year. I've been, going off on all this cherry and everything, which is great, but it's not dry. So I'm in a rush to get a bunch of dry firewood, and that's what I'm doing. So have a great day.